If you've been working hard and getting paid and yet you feel financially stuck, or you're not seeing the effect of your paycheck on your hard work, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 7 major factors that will determine your financial success. You're welcome to another episode on the Entrepreneur's Edge. So we've decided to start a new episode that we are titling Financial Intelligence Series. And in this series, what we want to do is to simply educate every young person out there on certain basic principles or certain basic knowledge that every young entrepreneur or every young business person or every young growth enthusiast must know about finances. And today I'm going to be sharing 7 major factors that will determine your financial success. You see, one of the most frustrating things is to have a big paycheck and then at the end of the day realize that as big as your paycheck is, it is not reflecting on your financial status. And this is because of certain factors you need to begin to look out for. The reason why I'm teaching this series is because I want us to begin to pay attention to certain things or certain basic principles that will determine how successful you are, no matter how big or how small your paycheck is. And these are the principles I'm going to simply be taking you through. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, I want you to hit the subscription button now, follow us, hit the notification bell, and ensure that you like this post and drop a comment also. Now, the first out of the 7 major factors that will determine your financial success is your spending habits. You see, spending habits can be divided into 2. Your impulsiveness towards spending or your intentionality towards spending. There are certain people who, after receiving their paycheck, the first thing that comes to their mind is the next luxurious item to get. Now iPhone 17 is out. The first thing they want to do is to find out how they can get the latest iPhone 17 or how to get the latest luxurious item that they can lay their hands on. You see, that is impulsiveness towards spending. I'm not saying you cannot get iPhone 17, but whatever financial decision you do not intentionally carry out, then it's impulsive. Now, you don't want to be an impulsive spender. You want to be an intentional spender. Because once your spending habits can be regulated, then every other big factor in the factors that will determine your financial success can easily be carried out. Saving decision is the next factor. You see, this is one topic I do not like talking about because I myself struggled a lot with saving. But here's a trick, or here's one truth that set my saving life free or made saving much more easy for me to carry out. And it says, never save an amount or a figure that you cannot easily dash to someone. And the emphasis here is that your consistency in saving is much more important than the magnitude. We have a lot of people who can consistently save a specific amount for a very long period of time. This set of people are much more better than those who save a large amount but once in a year. The goal of saving is to do it consistently. Whatever amount of money that you cannot keep up with consistently over a very long period of time, it's better you do not start with it. You see, I'm sure you'd have memories of when we used to have Kolo or what we call saving box. And whenever our uncle gives us a large amount of money, we are quick to go and deposit that money into our Kolo. But what happens? The moment you drop that money into your saving box, you instantly have your mind fixed on that saving box. And it's hard for you to detach yourself from that particular saving box. Why? Because it's an amount that is beyond you. That is the same principle you want to apply to your saving decision. Always ensure that you're keeping up with an amount that is below you that you can keep up with for a very long period of time. The next major factor that will determine your financial success is what is called debt management. You see, now we are in a world where taking debt and taking loans is very easy. We have so many apps, so many loan apps there, and it's very easy for you to want to take loan or to find yourself in a very large sum of debt that you cannot easily get yourself out from. You see, you want to be very careful when it comes to loan and when it comes to debt, because as much as loan can be used positively, it can also be the reason for your financial failure. You see, when it comes to debt or when it comes to loan, it has to be much more strategic than reckless, because we have a lot of people who are not strategic about loans. Loans can help you easily scale up your business, or it can help you easily take your business from where it is to where it wants to be. But when you do it recklessly, you might find yourself incurred to a financial debt that will take you a very long period of time to get out from. So debt management can be used positively, but never forget that it can also become the reason for your financial failure. The next major factor that will determine your financial success is your investment choices. See, investment is a topic that can never be overemphasized. Investment is very tricky, but at the same time, once you're able to pay attention to the major things that matters when it comes to investment, you would realize that it can be a lifesaver, or it can take your finances to the next level. Investment must be planned, not sporadic. You see, because you've been advised that this new company share is going to scale up in the next few years, and then you quickly go and drop your money into it, that can be one of the major mistakes you would ever make in your entire life. You want to really sit down and be sure, whether it's in coin, whether it's in crypto, whether it's in real estate, whatever industry you want to invest your money in, you have to ensure that you are strategic about it, and you want to try to seek counsel from experts before you launch yourself into an investment scheme that will doom you for life. So investment is also a major factor that will determine your financial success, but it must be done strategically. And also, when it comes to investment, there are two places you want to focus on. It can either be in assets or it can be in liabilities. Now, I'm sure you already know what assets and what liabilities are. Most times, especially in this side of the country, we find ourselves investing in liabilities, things that incurs more extra charges on our own end, instead of investing in assets that could easily stack up to become a major lifesaver in the future. So you want to be intentional about the kind of things you invest in, even as little as gadgets. You want to invest in the kind of gadgets that over time will become valuable. You want to get probably a new car. You want to ensure that the car you are getting is a car whose value will increase in the later future. Those are the kind of things you want to pay attention to when it comes to investment. The fifth major factor that will determine your financial success is budgeting. Scripture says that before a man builds a tower, he will first of all sit down and count the costs. So you want to go into a new business, you want to go into a new investment plan, you want to go into a new field of business, you must ensure that you are someone who is good at budgeting. You want to know what it will cost you to scale up, not just what it will cost you to start. You want to know what it will cost you to take the next big move. Because we have failed in learning how to budget, we find a lot of businesses crashing in the first few months. Budgeting is a major factor when it comes to financial success, and you must never joke with it. Now, the sixth factor out of the 7 major financial factors that will determine your financial success is long-term planning. Long-term planning is something that we often shy away from. We want to always look at the immediate goal. We want to satisfy immediate cravings and satisfy immediate plans. But long-term plan is very, very important. You see, I'm sure you've been asked questions like, what is your 5-year plan, or what is your 7-year plan, or what is your 10-year plan? Questions like this are not to put you on the spot, but they are to keep you thinking so that you know the long-term game. It is only those who are willing to play the long-term game that are successful in whatever they do. How good are you in envisioning things for a very long period of time? You must ensure that your plans are not just short-term. They must be long-term. When you receive your paycheck, you already know what you want to do in a long period of time. You already know the amount of money you want to save after a very long period of time, because the more you are able to envision things for a very long period of time, you'd see the more you are gingered, or the more you are excited about achieving certain goals, or about even reaching certain feats. Now, as a form of reminder, I'm just going to quickly go over the 6 major factors I have highlighted before I now finally share the 7th major financial factor that will determine your financial success. So we started by emphasizing on spending habits. Are you impulsive or are you intentional? Secondly, we talked about saving decision. And remember, I said never save an amount that you cannot easily give away, or you cannot easily dash somebody, because you would always find yourself going back to that saving to withdraw it. Thirdly, we talked about debt management. Fourthly, we talked about investment choices. Are you investing in assets or are you investing in liability? Fifthly, we talked about budgeting. Are they planned or are they sporadic? Sixth, we talked about long-term planning. How quick are you to envision a long-term game? The person who is able to play the long game is eventually the winner of the game. Then the 7th on the 7 major factors that will determine your financial success is income diversification. Now, income diversification simply tells us that ensure that you do not have only one funnel as your means of income. There are so many ways you can diversify whatever form of income you're having, because you would realize that the big CEOs of companies, the tech savvies, every single person who you look up to, they are not hooked to just one source of income. They have countless numbers of sources of income. That is the same way you want to begin to think. What are the things I can begin to invest in? What are the funnels, or what are the ways I can begin to diversify my incomes into that can eventually bring finances my way. That is the thought pattern that you want to begin to emulate. Now, I want you to do something before you end this video. Which of the major factors was the hit point for you? Which one stood out for you the most? Type it out in the comment section. And if at all you have other topics or other questions you might be having, we'll be looking out for your questions and your topics in the comment section, and trust me, we're going to talk about it. Don't forget to hit the subscription button below and hit the notification bell also. I'll see you in another video. Thank you.